So I sat in on Tracy's chat tonight when she was talking to Rico, and Rico was very descriptive about allegedly how he, Wiley, and Deshaun had sex. And I noticed a lot of people in the chat, and even Tracy. It was funny. I love Rico though, so it's no shade to Rico. Tracy was kind of confused because he was very descriptive and how the act went down. And people in the chat, along with Tracy, was trying to visualize what it looked like. Okay, so all my roommates were boys. I told this story once before. Let me tell you how the boys are. They would all be friends, and they would literally pull their peen out and masturbate and then get a ruler and sit there and see who had the biggest. Now they friends. And then turn around and have sex with one another while I'm sitting there watching. So the only thing I could say in the chat is it's hard to visualize, but if you get a male porno, my roommate was one of the top male porno. He goes by Corey Cox. He was one of the top porno stars in LA. And yes, he was making more than six figures. More than six figures. He never wanted me to see him on tape or on a DVD because he always told me that he was a top, that he would never be a bottom. So, what Rico was saying and how he was describing it is exactly how he was saying it. And if you've never seen the act, it is hard to visualize. But baby, the boys can throw their legs back up in the air just like a woman. I've never seen anybody as flexible as the boys. And my roommate, he didn't give a fuck. If I walked in and he was in the dining room having sex with someone, the other person would stop and say, uh, your roommate, she just walked in. And he would say, fuck her, she's seen her before. I either sit there and watch or I go on about my business. Boys are boys are boys, straight or gay. Men like having sex. It was nothing for them to go out to the club and pick up trade, have sex with them, and then go back to the club. Trade is someone you have no ties with, no emotional ties with. It's strictly sex. That's it. So if you hear somebody saying, I'm going out to pick up trade, that's what they're going out to. Basically, they're going out to get some sex. Or you at the club and you see somebody you attracted to, or you at the bathhouse. There you could just go on and do it in the rooms. That's basically what the bathhouses are. But if you're at a club and you see someone and both of you all know that it's going down and you don't want to be a tacky whore and do it in the alley, which a lot of them do, then you bring them back and you have sex with them, and then they beat it. Bye. That's what it is. That's trade. You may never see that person again. Never. Or you all might just become fuck buddies. With the understanding that there is no emotional ties, there's no commitment. You see who you want to see, I see who I want to see, and if we decide not to be fuck buddies any longer, then we'll just be friends. Or we won't be friends. I'm just praying that Rico, I love the fact that he stands in his truth, that he's upfront and honest, and that he is practicing safe sex. When it first came out, black males thought it was only a white male disease. So they felt like they were safe as long as they didn't have sex with a white male. And we used to all sit up and try to figure out, where did this disease come from? And I was like, it's got to be through bodily fluids. It's got to be. Or because sometimes when men have sex, the bowels get loose and you may pull out and you may have a stain or two. I invited old pussyfoot ass Sean Bradley to come to Chicago, where in Jackson Park at night in the summertime, all the gay boys hang out there and they have sex in the park. And another roommate of mine used to frequent Jackson Park, and he would come home and tell me, "Ooh, girl, I had the fist, and when they pulled out, they had shit on their hand." I'm like, y'all don't have any toilet paper or nothing. What do you use? He's like, leaves. So yes, they fist fuck. They have sex in every kind of way possible. Women can take fist. As they explained to me, the rectum is a muscle. And if you can relax that muscle enough, you could take a fist. Unfortunately, all of my gay male friends are deceased. And it is triggering when I listen to others speak on those that we called it the package. No one ever used the 3-letter word. It was always called the package. And it's nothing funny about it. It's nothing to tease anyone about. You don't die from it. You die from your immune system being so low that you can't fight off a normal cold. A normal cold will turn into pneumonia. So no one ever dies from the 3-letter word. They die from either cancer, pneumonia, and they suffer. They suffer. So it is triggering when the conversation turns into speaking on someone, especially Rico. He's a young black man, young, and exposing his sexuality, exposing anything wrong with him is breaking a HIPAA law. And they don't play. That's a law that they do not play with. And someone in the chat said that they were a social worker and they were going to report it. I hope that you do. Because whoever got hold to his medical records and released that information, that's a federal crime. By law, if you have the disease, you must tell your partner. You must. If you don't, and they get it, you've seen it. You go to jail for not exposing your status. And you also go to jail for breaking a HIPAA law by exposing someone else's status. So I hope whoever that was in the chat reports it. Rico, sue the shit out of them. That's the only way it's going to stop. Sue the shit out of them. If they don't have nothing, take what little they have. And if they ever make any money, it'll all come to you. But your status, no one's status, no one's medical status, regardless of what it is supposed to be exposed, especially if the person works in the medical field. You really got a good case on your hand. A very good case. But he was telling the truth. He was very descriptive. And I know it's hard to try to visualize what he was describing. But I love the man. I wish him well. Tracy, tell him to get a good attorney and sue the fuck out of whoever exposed him. See, we in the LGBT community, we help one another. We care about one another. We don't sit up and backbite and chew unless they are messy ass queen. And if they're a messy ass queen, their life is a mess. And they can't get it together. And they walk around and try to find somebody to live off of. Other than that, we family. So if you think any cation is going to go on with someone that is so homophobic, not knowing that they have lesbians sitting in their chats, gay men, or mothers whose children might be gay, and think that they gonna come to a city and the LGBT community ain't gonna whopper upside that head, but ain't gonna be no cation. That 20 G's, y'all just kiss that goodbye. Just kiss it goodbye. You're not getting it back. It's not going to be a occasion unless you just said, fuck it, I'ma still come to Chicago anyway. telling you there's tourism here. I told you if you're scared to come, my brother will be more than happy to be your tour guide. And again, it will include a night at a club. How does she know everybody wants to go to a gay club? Maybe there's some people like her that's homophobic and they don't want to go to a gay club. Is there an alternative? But you have a few more months to figure it out. Well, Tracy, I hope that helps some. Please pass along the information to Rico that if he lives in DC, to contact the LGBTQ Community Center. They have advocates that are attorneys. That's how I got custody of my son, through a transvestite lawyer who represented me and my lover for free. So he doesn't have to pay for an attorney. They provide those services free. And in his case, they would love to jump on it and sue the fuck out of whoever put his personal business on YouTube. Peace and love.